What's up, guys? It's Shawn from SV Solo, and this is my CNC home shop. You know, a lot of guys have hit me up and basically said, you're living my dream. You know, I want to have a home shop, a home CNC shop. It's like the ultimate dream to have. And I'd have to agree to some extent, because without this place, I would have never been able to build my business and pay off machinery, you know, moonlighting at night. I was in here for 5 years doing that, and 3 of those years I was on my own, you know, when I left the day job. But you know, like all good things, they come to an end, and I'm at that crossroads, you know? So there's a lot of pros and cons of having a CNC shop in a residential area, but really, the dream was for me never to be in this shop. I mean, I didn't care where I was gonna go. The whole dream was just to not work for somebody else and just be on my own. So everything after that is just a bonus, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just riding the wave. So you guys wanna follow me? We're gonna move out of this place and we're gonna go through the pros and cons, and yeah, it should be a good video. Let's go. All right, guys, it's in the morning. We're about ready to move the machines. Haven't opened this door in about, I don't know, 3 years, 2 years. And I think that's, we're ready to go. It was a late night last night, but we got them all prepped, and yeah, movers just arrived, so let's do it. I think before we do it, I think we should go back to all the planning that was involved in this move. All right, so this is the space right here. So they got to do a few things right here. So check this out, little demising wall. They actually had occupied this other room, the same company. So it's a pretty big area, big enough for another machine shop. So if you want to be next to me, it's open and available, but they're gonna close that up next week. And then probably 3 weeks I'm gonna be able to move in. But right now I'm just measuring out so we can figure out where to put the machines. So a big pro is that this is 5 times bigger than my shop at home at 6,000 square feet. The con is that it's 8 times more expensive. All right, so I'm just looking through this space, and I just noticed that vent right there is actually out to the outdoors, and this extension cord over here is right here, and it looks like they just had it plugged into a timer. And yeah, I plugged it in. Grab this thing, plug it in, and it works. So I don't even have to put a vent for the shop. That's gonna be so nice. This is like one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Because I'm gonna have venting. Now I'm gonna be in 92-degree, you know, fog, you know, machining my stuff while the coolant missed. All right, so I'm back today. I got the electrician coming in, and I'm gonna like basically mark out where I'm going to put all the drops. I have my little print that I made right here. See that? Anyway, I got a little print for all my machines that are gonna be. And I'm gonna mark out the drops so they can just come in here and just drop the wires down, because when I move, I do not want to be sitting at idle. I'm hoping to be able to move and have the machines running in one day. I'll level them myself. All right, so right now I have my plans out, and that's where my drops are gonna be. My 2 VF2s and my lathe. So I put the drop there, so that way when they run the conduit, they'll know, you know, where to put it. All right, so we have the mailbox here, and what do I see? I don't have my name, you know, on this mailbox yet, but it just had to be Uline catalogs. Are you kidding me? It's all just Uline catalogs. All right, guys, electrical is done. I finally got something done in this place. So yeah, we have 3 electrical drops that we just dropped. Had them come in before the machines were in here, because the whole goal is to have the machines dropped and then electricity put on and then leveled out in one day, and I can start running the next day, because I don't want to be down whatsoever. This right here is that vent exhaust fan. That was into a plug-in. It's got extension cord, so we ended up bringing it over here to a switch. It's coming along, but I'm glad I got something done, but I'm thinking the next thing to do is move in this place. So one of the difficulties of trying to find a lease is that when you only have 2 to 3 years of record on your business, most people don't want to, you know, deal with you, like the banks or insurance agencies or, you know, a landlord, because it doesn't show that you're going to be stable, or your business is going to be successful. But I guess 3 years is kind of the threshold. But that being said, my insurance premium's high because I don't have a record, and they treat you as a liability, a huge liability. So this, you know, lease basically had $3 million in general liability, and I negotiated down to 2 because each extra million is $2.5 thousand on my premium. I was hoping it was going to be $1 million general liability, but ended up making it 2 instead of 3.
But yeah, this whole lease was hard to get into in the first place. I had to do this on vacation, my birthday weekend up in Whistler on the mountain bikes. And I negotiated this deal on the chairlift, but we made it happen.
So it's the night before move day at 7 a.m. It's about 7 p.m. right now. And I got to take down this mass-loaded vinyl wall that I put up for noise, to, basically keep the noise from going out the garage door. One of the biggest problems in a residential is you have all this noise and you can't let it escape. So any place there's like an air pocket or you can see light through, the noise is going to escape through there. So basically I furred out the whole wall and bought this stuff like at an acoustic store online. It's probably about $800 worth of stuff, but it's about 1/8 inch thick, and it's mass loaded vinyl, I think is what it's called. So yeah, stops the noise from going through. And it's 6:55 a.m. but once again the neighbors are going to love me. But at least this time, it's the last time.
So one of the driving factors about me moving out is I'm in a residential area. And in a residential area like mine, you cannot have a machine shop. And so, noise pollution up at late or in the morning, I can't have that. I can't have an employee. Pretty much the city looks at this as like a hobby shop, but as soon as you start making noise or issues, then they're going to call on you and you're SOL. I mean, already I had issues of not getting enough throughput. So this was the only choice I can make.
Another big thing that sucks about residential is that you can't have any trucks coming down here. So deliveries, material orders, stuff like that, I have to go and get my own material because you don't want a bunch of commotion all the time and getting the neighbors upset or doing whatever. So you have to take those in consideration because like I said, if you have one complaint, you're SOL. I can't believe that pallet jack can do 11,000 pounds.
It's what's up.
That is crazy.
It's what's up.
He's throwing a pallet jack under it. I cannot wait to have my dirt bikes back in my shop. Dude, that pallet jack is insane. I might have to get one of those just to have it.
Honestly, I should just pour new concrete at this point because it just looks like cracked crap.
Dude, look at all this dirt bike space. Dirt bikes and mountain bikes. All right, it's only been an hour and they have 2 machines in already, making quick work.
Should we slow down for the movie?
No, Logan, I don't need you going any slower because time is money and that money will be going into your pocket.
All the neighbors are like, how the hell were those all in there? How'd you get all those in your shop? One more to go.
Yes, one more machine to go, but there's definitely going to be a few more bills we're going to have to get going here. And so one of those is security. Security in the new building, you're going to have to pay for the installation. You're going to have to pay for a monitoring fee. $40 a month is what I'm going to probably be paying. Basically, you want it to be able to dispatch to the police, have pin pad, stuff like that. But I would suggest that when you move into whatever city you're moving into, get your business license, and they'll have a directory of who you can call for utilities. I found out when you start up a utility too, you basically pay the first 2 months up front because that's the startup fee they want. So yeah, wasn't really expecting that, but extra fees you got to pay.
Took about 30 minutes to get here. It's going to be, that's the one thing I'm going to miss about being at home is the 30-second walk versus 30-minute drive. But then again, the separation is a huge deal. It's just got too much, you couldn't separate work from home, and I always wanted to just work on my motorcycles. We have arrived. Already out of space. I was hoping this thing would be able to lift it. 2 bathrooms. That means I'm rich. I had to load that all by hand from when I picked it up. All right, there we go. So much easier. We had to put these extra plates on here just to make sure it can hold the weight. That indeed is another pro, is that I'm gonna finally get a forklift. But yeah, now I gotta put this back in the truck that I already took out, But yeah, once I have a forklift, things are gonna change. I get to actually have a truck drop stuff off, and I don't have to be, looking to go leave and then hit traffic and then go buy material or get material. All right, so that's the last material order I'll ever have to pick up since I'm gonna be in the new shop, the new forklift, unless the forklift breaks down, right? But yeah, I always hated battling traffic and stuff like that. But yeah, very excited not have to drive across town and pick up material. Although I won't get a workout, so that's kind of like, I guess, the con. My weekly workout from unlifting material out of the truck is gonna be gone. Beep, 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 beep. Not supposed to stand on the top of the ladder, but I have special shoes that make it safe. Pretty close. They got pretty close on that one. Can you reach? All right, they're moving in the my old compressor. My new compressors didn't come in till probably a month from now, so I had to bring my old one over. No, that's fine.
Sorry, I made a handprint, I think.
I gotta clean everything. I knew, I was like, oh, I'm cleaning too much. You guys are gonna get your hands all over everything.
I've seen a lot of guys prep their stuff before getting moved. I've never seen anybody do as good a job as you did. I didn't have to worry about anything.
Well, I clean it. I try and clean them yearly, so yeah.
I saw everything. I was like, oh, this
Yeah.
is
Well, that was Nina for 3 hours last night.
Oh, well, you did a good job.
All right, it's day 2. Gonna try and wire these things in. My compressor was gonna go over there because we had an open line. That was open because it's gonna be temporary, but we're gonna have to move it over here because this is the only line that was open and that wasn't taken out of the panel. So we are going to shove it right over here and put my back into it. A lot nicer when I have room. Pull stuff around. Gonna get myself a pallet jack. It's gonna be so awesome. We gotta go 30 feet, which is longer than my actual shop was that I came out of. We tried to look at that line over there and it was not hot. It got pulled out, so he found a line on the other wall. And so we're going to stash this there until the new compressors come in, which goes down on that end of the wall. Not wait for a heister. All right, so the compressor's in, and now we're gonna check the voltage on this on the taps here and see what we need to do. So basically, if you look right here, we gotta check the voltage between the lines here, to see how much it is, and it should be 208. So you put one here, put one there. Voltage is 209, 211, 210. So then we go down below, and I was running out of my phase converter 240 to 245, so that's where these taps are. But now we're gonna be in this range, so we gotta move these 3 and just shift them over. But yeah, just have your electrician do it. I'm not telling you to do this, but that's how you regulate your current through your machine. All right, guys, so I had the worst time trying to fire up one of my mills. It would not fire up. I had power, I had all this stuff, and I had to call one of my techs and finally figured out what it was, so I'll let you guys know what it is, but geez. All right, so when you come in here, I have the bus, in the proper position. All this is getting power. Phase is proper, but what was happening was like when you hit the button on, like it would just buzz, and what it was is this jumper cable up here. You have to put it on the proper voltage that, that you're running. So it was up on the top, right up here, and once I dropped it to here, the machine finally turned on. So that was a half an hour phone call, but hey, look it's running right now. I'm gonna level out the machines tonight, and I'll be down 2 days, and hopefully tomorrow I'll be cutting some chips in the new digs. All right, I guess you can call me Bubble Boy. Got it leveled out. Look pretty good on the level. That's 0. Swing it through here. Oh, look at that. Just 0 all the way around it. 2001 VFOE, like a champ. Good thing we brought the flatbed. Old Pink Granite bottomed out this little truck. It's pretty good. We got it choked on there pretty good. We can just leave Nina there.
All right, for you guys that like guns and girls, this is Nina's gun show, and I just had to throw it in there because it's funny.
I'm gonna love to be able to move the carts everywhere, not have to like shimmy them around, do video work.
Look dude, she's yoked. She's been working out hard too.
Your fucking back is huge. Your back is huge. Like it's bigger than ours. Muscles.
Come on, Traps.
Come on, Traps.
You did nothing.
You did nothing.
Oh, James.
Yeah, I did.
Oh man, she's gonna hate me for putting this in here. We joke around so much though, it's so funny.
All right, you got that. Keep back. Oh, you good? Pull, Nina. I'm glad I'm not paying you. Nina's on coolant duty. She's already filled the bucket up and made a mess. So one really good thing about moving is it's forced me to put new coolant in my machines. I think this one had new coolant, hadn't had new coolant in like 4 years. And I just kept on adding new because it burns it up so fast. I only do aluminum so it doesn't get all nasty, but it was starting to like look pretty cloudy through the refractometer. So yeah, new coolant, man. All you have to do is move your shop, and you're kind of forced to do it. All right, here we go. First one. Oh man, did I put the coolant tank? Oh yeah, okay, whew. I thought it was slipped out for some reason. Thanks, babe. Here's the Ritz. It's the last one.
I want it.
You need strength. Come on, guys. You really think I was gonna leave this place this color? You gotta be crazy. My OCD was killing me. It took me one day to figure out that I'm gonna have to paint this place. Not something I wanted to do, but you know, if I'm gonna give it 100% at all, it's gonna be 100%. So I'm filling the holes, and then I'm gonna get a lift, and I'm gonna spray it. Because I wanna come in here, I wanna be in a modern shop. This is my like dream, to have a brick and mortar shop this big. So we're gonna make it like my dream. And you know, it may cost me a little extra money, but I think when you walk in and just the persona of your mind just coming into like a pristine, I mean, it's not gonna be pristine obviously, but you know, I think it's gonna do something with your psyche. Like, you know what, kind of makes you feel like you made it in the world. So one of the nice things about working at home is you can go to the refrigerator, eat kind of clean, have leftovers, always food in the house. But here, I can hit some fast food up, which isn't ideal. Unless it's taco time, then it's ideal. So yeah, gonna miss having good home cooked meals that I can just go to the fridge to, because I was starving today. I think it was like 3 o'clock when I ate. Just now, it's like 3 p.m. But yeah, one con of leaving the house. Shit food, unless it's taco time. So one thing that Nina and both I are excited about is I won't have to ever take my chips back in again. Just get a dump bin at the shop. I'll have my forklift, can lift it up. But yeah, it's a pain in the butt. It takes 2 hours to do it. We both hate it, especially in the rain. It's just cold, you know, doing that stuff. But yeah, she won't mind not doing this again. Except this guy right here. He's like, how much you benching?
That's my worst lift.
I'm sure she enjoyed that part. That's funny. Did I ever mention how nice it's gonna be to have a forklift? This brown is ruining my vibe, man. It looks new too. Going black. Yeah, I fought this because this was brand new. It looks brand new, and I didn't want to spend the extra money. But I can't. I want to paint the doors black, and I can't have black doors with brown trim. It just doesn't work. The only thing brown in here is my last name, okay? All right, you guys, I want to leave you with a few last thoughts that are in my brain, and that is tenant improvements. Make sure you negotiate some tenant improvements to help, you know, clean this place up or do whatever you want to do to the building. Usually they'll allocate a little bit of money that you can put towards it. For me, I didn't take any tenant improvements. I basically bartered for a lower, you know, lease payment per month. So that's going to save me quite a bit of money. And I'll put a little bit more into this place. You know, I like doing stuff like this and basically turning, you know, something that looks like, you know, the 80s into something that looks like modern, because it's just fun. I don't know. I love painting. I love making things like crisp and whatever. So I'm going to paint the walls, paint the window trim, and get the floor all redone. But yeah, that is the deal. I'm very excited to be in here, and there's nothing more accountable than having a huge lease payment to get your ass in here and do some work. But that is pretty much what we got going on. Oh, one last thing, and do not forget this. This screwed me over, okay? Your mail. When you get in here, make sure you check with UPS, FedEx, your mail, and make sure there's no forwarding addresses associated to this address in general. The last tenant that was here had a forwarding address with his UPS and whatever. I had $20,000 worth of tooling coming, and basically got redirected. Like, it was five packages. I lost one of them, couldn't find them, and then I had a tracker on one of them, and I had to go find it after a week because UPS wasn't helping me. They couldn't figure out where it went. So I had to go knock door to door on the street that I knew it was on, but it was a different address. It was all a cluster. But anyway, I found them, walked in there. I found my packages, a couple of them, and they had some other packages in the back, but I ended up finding them. That was a huge ordeal for me. So make sure you do that. If you go into a new lease place, make sure that you do not have any forwarding addresses, because you will have big stress. Well, you guys, I almost bit off more than I can chew. Almost. moving into this place was a huge expense for me, but the pros just started outweighing the cons, you know, at home. It's just, there's so many perks to being in a place like this. I mean, look at my van. I can keep my van in here and work on it, you know, whenever I want. So that's a huge bonus. So yeah, for you guys, you know, trying to build a dream like me and build it big, I hope this video helped you out, and you can see kind of what to expect. But until then, I'll see you on the next one. Man, that's kind of gangster having a chain on your door. Kind of reminds me of somebody. Might have to call this door the Sandusky.